So a lot of buyers will ask if they're able to hunt their own land or if they get tags when they buy property. And here in Colorado, we have the Landowner Preference Program, which is pretty complicated, but it's really beneficial. It is if you own 160 acres of contiguous land or more that is ag taxed, you are eligible to apply through the Landowner Preference Program. And basically what that does is it takes a percentage of the general pool, the general quota, and puts it into a separate draw for landowners prior to the general draw. So it's, like I said, it has to be contiguous and it has to be 160 acres minimum of ag taxed. And I'll get a lot of people that they'll look at a property that's 160 acres and has a home on it. Well, if it has any type of residential tax status, it doesn't qualify. It can't be 159.99. It has to be 160 acres and it has to be ag taxed, non-residential taxed. So also it has to be contiguous. So if it has a county road going through it or something like that, it does not qualify. It has to be contiguous. So I get a lot of people that don't understand that, and I try to explain it to them as much as I can, especially if you're looking at a 160 acre parcel. So your property needs to be enrolled typically by December 1st. There's an enrollment period, and that enrollment lasts 5 years for your property. And then the application, I believe, is typically the first Tuesday in April is your application and leftover deadline. There's a lot of different information on it and different regulations. Whether you're west of I-25, east of I-25, what seasons you're at, what preference points will do or won't do. So I'm just going to kind of touch on it briefly, but you can really get in depth with all of that. But it is nice. Once you get up to about 1,300 acres, you're able to qualify for more tags or more applications. Sometimes it may just be only private. But typically on a landowner preference program, if you do qualify and get a tag, it's eligible for the whole hunting unit, not just your property. So if you have 160 acres in, Unit 85 and you draw a landowner preference program deer tag, you can actually hunt all of Unit 85. You just obviously have to, have permission or hunt public ground. So, really beneficial. Obviously with pretty much all deer tags in Colorado being a draw, that's a huge, huge help to get tags. And it only applies to species that are not available over the counter. So for instance, if you were in 85, that's an over the counter archery and second and third rifle deer. So obviously elk, it wouldn't be eligible for those, but you could use it for deer or other species. So pretty cool program and can help out a lot on gaining tags here in Colorado. I mean, I have buyers that'll look for if they have a unit that they love to hunt, they'll say, hey man, if you can find me 160 acres up in there somewhere, that'd be great. Because you don't have to hunt your property on a lot of them, depending, it depends on which one you draw. But, if it's a unit that they really want to hunt and they can find just a barren vacant 160 that they can pick up cheap, apply for the preference program and get a tag, they can hunt their unit and get a tag that, the general public typically it takes a lot more to draw. So pretty cool.